Heidi here from Rain Country Homestead. God is good all the time. And today I'm going to show you just one of the ways that I make Colcannon. And Colcannon is an Irish dish that is typically going to be just mashed potatoes, cabbage, and onions, maybe, and some garlic. Salt and pepper to taste. I tend to add a little bit more flair to it. Meat is optional. I will be adding meat to this like I usually do because it's one of the dishes I make with my leftover beef roast. So I'll be adding the last little bit of beef roast I have to that when I get to the end of this recipe. So today it's going to be a little bit different because normally I make this only with real potatoes. However, I don't have quite enough potatoes in my stash to do that. I do have those cut up and cooking on the wood stove right now. So I'm going to go over some of the other things that you'll need while those are cooking. To multiply my potatoes, I'm going to be cheating and using my Honeyville instant potato flakes. Now, full disclosure on this. Though I love Honeyville products, I won't be buying these particular mashed potatoes again. It was one of those things that I was trying to put an order together. It's like, oh, I might as well go ahead and throw in some instant potatoes just to have them on hand in a pinch. Well, when I went to look at the ingredients after getting the can in, I was disappointed to find that there are all these preservatives and garbage in it, and I should have known better. Not all freeze-dried foods have it, and not all Honeyville stuff does. But you need to be careful when you're looking at anything that's powdered or flaked or anything like that. Oftentimes they're going to have anti-caking ingredients and preservatives and stuff like that. Same thing with your powdered eggs. Now, Honeyville has an egg. It's not really even a powder, it's more of a crystallized egg that's nothing but eggs in it. And I get those. Now you can also get the eggs that have all the preservatives and stuff in the anti-caking agents, and I try to stay away from those. So that'll be the last time I buy these particular ones. Now I did look up Thrive. Though I prefer Honeyville for a lot of things, Thrive does have instant mashed potatoes that have none of that stuff in it, and I was impressed to see that. So I may, when I'm able to get, find someone that I can get those from, or if sometimes Costco carries that stuff, I will try to buy them through there. Anyway, but that's why I like Honeyville, because it's easy for me to buy this, and I always get really great deals, and I buy it when they have their 20% off sale, and then I'll get a case of whatever because I can mix and match. And that's how this came to be. It was like, oh, I'll throw this in, I just need one more item and I'll make a case. Then I get that 10% off the case. So that's why I like Honeyville. It's just easy for me. But anyway, I'll go ahead and use these because I use them so sparingly. But I still don't want to throw them out. I hate waste. So I figure since I spread it out enough, I'm not going to worry about it too much. Just like my grated cheese, I won't buy it again, but I won't throw it out. I just won't buy it again because of the stuff that they use in it. So you got to have your cabbage. And I'm going to start with a half head of cabbage. This is a smallish cabbage. It is organic. Our store carries a really good organic cabbage, and I'm just pleased with it. And then for this, I'm using green onion because I had some green onion to use up. Typically, you're just going to use like a white or a yellow onion, which is my favorite, you know, a sweeter type onion for this. And then I like using carrots. And then garlic. I have some garlic flakes. I'll be throwing those in there. So I'll go ahead and do that now. And what I'm cooking these in is, if you saw my video on the enchiladas right up here, you'll see that I had some lots of big chunks of that good healthy beef fat. And so I put that in here, and that's what I'm going to be cooking this in to soften these vegetables. Got my cabbage cut in half because I'm going to start with just a half. I might be adding more to it. Now we know that it's just like with mushrooms and kale and anything like that you put in there, it's going to take up a lot of room. So I'm just starting off with a half head of cabbage, and then I'll see what it looks like after it gets all softened, and then I might go ahead and add some more. Half head of cabbage, I'm going to throw that in there. Then I'm going to go stick this on the wood stove. I'm just cooking it slowly and letting it get softened you know, softened all the way through. I'm not trying to brown them. I'm just mostly trying to get them softened. And then I'll show you the next step once these are cooked. My potatoes are done cooking, and you see I just have a little bit, and this is why I'm going to use some instant potatoes. And the color you see in here, this is from I had just a little bit of broth left over from my beef roast that I didn't use in the enchiladas, and I put that in with the water. And I'm not draining any of this out since I'm going to be adding instant potatoes to it anyway. So I'm just going to mix these up. Alright, so I have my milk heated up, and I'm doing 2 cups of milk and 1 cup. I'm just going to go ahead and mix it right in with those potatoes. Alright, so I got 2 cups of milk. Typically you're going to go 1 part potatoes to 2 parts of your liquid, but you can use water. I just really want to use milk because it just makes it taste better. Now I've already added to my vegetables, I've already added a couple of pinches of my mixed greens, my dried mixed greens, and I did that after I sauteed the vegetables. I still have a couple more things to add, but apparently I need to let the dogs out. I swear they only want to go out when I'm in the middle of shooting a video or just in the middle of anything. Of course, I'm always in the middle of something because I'm always doing something. So to the potatoes right now, I'm going to go ahead and add my pepper. This is just an extra. And in this particular type of dish, I tend to like sage. But you can leave any of this stuff out. It can be as simple as just salt and pepper. I mean, I don't want to do too much, at least a teaspoon. And I need to get some salt in there. And I'm sorry I'm a little bit disjointed today. I wasn't actually going to do this video, and I thought, you know, I should just go ahead and do it. Just because I didn't have all like the regular ingredients, like just, you know, good fresh potatoes and all that. But I thought, well, why not show that you can make use of your food storage if you're storing up those potatoes. Those, you know, dried potatoes. Because you can, I've tried, you know, doing stuff with these just as is and not mixing them with real potatoes, which does help. But if you add enough flavor and use milk and stuff, you can really, really help them to taste better. So that still does not look like enough potatoes compared to the amount of vegetables for this. However, I want to see how it looks in my pan. So normally what you would do is you would add your mashed potatoes to your pan of vegetables. But because I'm trying to get this done all put together early in the day, I'm going to go ahead and put it here in my enamelware pan so I can put the lid on it. Like I said, I didn't quite finish saying in that other video that I did on the, what was it, the enchiladas. I like these things with the lids because I do not have to use foil. So anything you got to do with something you got to put a cover on, it's better to be able to bake in something that you have a lid for that you can just wash and reuse instead of wasting all that foil. So I'm going to mix this in, and if I don't like the way it looks, I'm going to go ahead and mix up some more of the instant potatoes. So let's see what this looks like. You want this all mixed together. This might be good enough. Actually, you know what? I think this is going to be good. Just like this. Okay, so I'm really disjointed because I almost forgot the meat. So I got that last little bit of roast beef chopped up, and I'm going to throw that in here. Okay, this aside. Now I got to stir this in. Now I'm going to think I really do need more mashed potatoes, but that's okay. We're going to leave it as is. Typically it's going to be kind of real mashed potato heavy, but actually the more veggies and other stuff you have in there, the better anyway. So re-blending this through. And then, like I said, I'm just going to stick this on my wood stove back in my little A-clove about, for that, maybe an hour before dinner. Just depending on how hot the wood stove is. Because I really don't want this to burn. I just want it to heat through. Now understand, people, the meat is purely optional. I just always like to add that little bit of beef. I don't like to have it too meat heavy because this particular dish is good with just a little bit of meat to give it flavor. And it's just a real comfort food. So what I'm sprinkling on here is my homemade seasoned salt. You can find a video on that and how I make that right up there. And then there you have it. I know it looks very simple, very plain. It's not very colorful. The carrots help, but this is a really good meal. If you've never had Colcannon, I guess in Canada they call it Bubbles and Squeak, because I think I saw that on Bev Wolfie's channel. And but it is just it's a great meal, and it's easy, it's frugal, and like I said, I'm pretty much sure your whole family will love it. So there you have it. So Colcannon, traditional Irish dish to serve your family. Thanks for watching. Take care, and God bless.